We're doing our first ever Patreon priority mailbag here from patron member Super Mexi. Yeah, Super Mexi wants to know from us, what are your thoughts on live action anime adaptations? Should they keep making them or just stick to anime? Cole's eyes light up.
If you're a longtime listener of our podcast, it feels weird to say that if you're a longtime listener.
Been going for a year and a half.
I've been doing this for almost 2 years, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
September 10th, 2021 was when we recorded episode 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like how you have that off the dome.
It's the day Tales of Arise released. That was with the first What's on My Mind.
Yeah, but if you told me what's the day Tales of Arise released, I wouldn't know that either.
Yeah, but I'm obsessed with the Tales of series, so I mean, like,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I do not like live action adaptations of anime or Western animation. I think it's a waste of time. I haven't seen a good one. What's the point?
Succinct and to the point. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I will say, have you seen Battle Angel Alita?
Yes.
I thought that was good.
Sure, but like that's so niche. It's like what I think would be a more appropriate, like Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You've got the anime, right, which is beloved. People love it. It's gorgeous. It's well animated. Everything about it is a beloved anime. And then you just choose to make a live action one. As if that other one like isn't good enough. The way that it strikes me is like, oh, this one's animated. Like nobody can honestly like this. We have to make a live action one to make it respectable. And that's my issue with like the Disney remakes as well. Like The Lion King. It's like nobody can still like The Lion King even because it's animated, and it's like, no, it's a gorgeous movie. It's one of the best animated kids films ever.
I think it really depends
I don't
on the
see it like that.
I think it really depends on the attitude taken toward it. Like,
I think that's always the attitude.
Well, no, but I'm saying like
I think he means from your experience.
Well, that as well, but like what I'm saying is like if someone were to make a live action adaptation of something because of the love and passion that they have for it, then like I think that's fine. Like I mean, the first Spider-Man stuff was animated, and then it became live action with Sam Raimi, and that was really good.
But the animated was an adaptation of a comic.
So is most manga. Like Ghost in the Shell's an anime adaptation of a manga.
I don't know. I just the cynicism in me with live action remakes that are explicitly based on a movie that already exists, where they want to make it like that already existing movie, but also
that one's clearly just a cash grab.
Yeah,
I think a lot of them probably fall into that cash grab. Like, let's just. I don't think that's as cynical as you maybe are thinking, Cole. Where they're like, anime sucks. Let's make it live action so it's legit. Even though that attitude definitely exists.
I think that is the attitude.
Like if I try playing like a animated thing for, I have a coworker, for example. I tried getting him. Me and another coworker were talking about how Into the Spider-Verse is arguably the best Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. You can argue about that all day long, right? But it's you could say it's for sure a contender, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
And he agreed. And my other buddy, who's like a big fan of Marvel, he's like, isn't that the animated one? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, he went and watched it because he was curious about why we liked it so much. And he's like, I just couldn't get into it. It was animated. Like I can't do it, basically.
Okay.
I think that attitude exists out there, but I don't think the answer to that is make it live action, because generally that's not. Generally, I think when you make something for anime or animated formats, like I don't think the jokes and like the action and all that stuff really translates that well. Like even just the whole concept usually doesn't work well in like a physical, like actual IRL people.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine like there's that new One Piece live action that's coming out. And like always, I'm cautiously optimistic about it. It seems like they're putting a lot of thought and care into it, like Oda's involved and all this stuff, and they have Netflix budget behind it and all that. But at the end of the day, like how good can rubber goofy pirate boy and all the silliness of One Piece it's just not going to translate well to like seeing actual people do those things. You know what I mean? I think that's probably where like I come down on it, is that most times it doesn't work, but there's like the rare case where it does. And I don't think it's a reason to not do it. And I don't think it tarnishes. I know Cole believes this, but I don't think making something inferior to the original tarnishes the original at all.
I'm sorry if that's the if that makes it seem like that's the stance I'm taking. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Like I've come to the terms with that with Star Wars specifically. Like I really don't like the sequel trilogy, right? You know that.
I've come around on that with you. Like you mean the second sequel trilogy, the episodes.
The sequel, like after the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy them, but now like I got to the point where I'm like, that doesn't take anything away from the original Empire Strikes Back is still my favorite movie, right?
Yeah.
But then, sorry, Mike kind of spun my wheels with regards to the Spider-Man thing. Imagine if they made a live action Into the Spider-Verse movie. And I'm not talking about like with those characters. I mean like they are remaking Into the Spider-Verse, but live action.
It just wouldn't work very well, right?
It wouldn't work well, and it's cynical. Like it's just, oh, this one sold well. Now let's sell it to the adults.
Well, like I think that that understanding is present, but like it really depends on how they did it. Like if they did No Way Home was very successful, and that's pretty much just another Spider-Verse movie. So like I think that like the Spider-Verse idea No, but I'm saying like the Spider-Verse idea could work based on that.
Yes. But that's not what I'm saying.
But like
I'm saying they are remaking Into the Spider-Verse.
I know. I'm saying like if like that idea in live action could work, it depends on how they did it. If they did it shot for shot and just like completely, one-to-one ported over,
which is just a lazy way of doing it, right?
Exactly. But like if they put the work in and actually like tried to make it a live action thing over an animated thing, But
that's what these live action adaptations are. They're they're remakes. They're not creative ideas to like retell a story. They're just choosing to do the movie again, but in live action.
But they could be.
Well, they could be, but they're not.
You can't. If it's good, it's going to be good. It's kind of, you're basically saying if they do it good, it'll be good. But like, right?
If this movie was good, it'd be a good movie.
Right. Where I don't think just inherently changing it to make it work in like a physical area is not necessarily always good. Like I think probably the most heinous example is like the Death Note live action, right? That's the one everyone kind of thinks of when they think of like what happened here.
Well,
and like honestly, I'll die on this hill. It's not that bad of a movie.
Well, I think that
but it's a bad Death Note movie,
and that's the thing. Like I think that a lot of people dislike Death Note live action because like it's not one-to-one with what the manga and anime was. But and it was also ported over for a Western audience rather than the other way around. But like
Turner.
Yeah, but like there is a Japanese live action adaptation of Death Note.
Yeah.
And I've heard that argument from people too. Like some of the Japanese live actions are good.
I've heard the erased one's really good.
Yeah, I've heard that one's really good too.
I can't comment. Like maybe like I'm coming off as really strong. Like I want there to be good live action adaptations of animated stuff, but I just don't think that they're doing it properly right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it takes a very skilled hand to do it right and make it work. I think it's probably like
I think that that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like I don't think that like any of the ones right now are good, but I'm not convinced that like they'll never be good and there's nothing that could possibly be done.
We can meet on that. The thing I find is that they're just kind of specifically
Yeah, like no, if
they're coming at
if they maintain the attitude of like let's just make money off of the billions we made off of the animated stuff and redo it, then it's probably never going to go anywhere. But if there's an actual vision behind it and someone actually like goes like, I have an idea, let's redo it for live action.
Yeah. Like that just is true for like all things that people make, right? Like if you just lazily slap something together.
For sure, that's just art in general.
Like I hope that the One Piece movie is at least decent.
I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be kind of like the same caliber as the Cowboy Bebop thing.
Which is notoriously very bad.
Well, I mean, again, I think that
okay.
one was just like the same thing of trying to recreate beat for beat, because they just redid the OP again. Sorry, I'll let Cole talk.
And one last thing. It's really hard to catch lightning in a bottle. So when you do those like things like the Cowboy Bebop remake, you're not going to catch the lightning the same way. And it's just
Mike is saying he's cautiously optimistic, and I wish I had that.
Just not an optimist.
I wish I had that.